What's good, y'all? It's your boy Kenny Buttons and Miss Madley coming to you live from the A Room. Let's go!
The price is wrong, bitch.
All I hear is gift, we need that beat, my nigga. We need the verse. We need some heat, my nigga, like it's the first. They know I got it, nigga had it since birth. If we ain't talking about the bag, we ain't talking about the work, no. No more freebies, no more IOUs, I go Stevie. Wonder how these niggas really see me, cause what I...
Yes, y'all. Welcome to the A Room Podcast. Your boy Kenny Buttons and the lovely Miss Madley. What's going on, Miss Madley?
Hey, how are you?
Chilling. The weather is amazing outside. I kind of miss.
Finally.
Yeah, I kind of miss it being muggy. As weird as that sounds, I'm happy that the good weather's here.
Yep.
Well, y'all, welcome to the A Room Podcast, a podcast from producers to producers, exchanging information on the daily grind. We appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, the feedback that we've been getting, the library of dope joints, that music that we've been building, which has been amazing.
Yeah,
so thanks.
Definitely growing. We get
is.
beats every day.
Thanks to everyone out there who's been sharing. Remember, if you want to reach out to us, please do so on all social media at the A Room Podcast. You want to shoot us an email, thearoompodcast@gmail.com. Again, we would love to hear from you guys, so don't forget to do that. Well, you know how it plays out. It's the soup of the day. Let's get a little taste. Madley, let them know what our soup of the day is.
It's Kanye.
Oh my God, Kanye West. I've been hearing a lot of crazy things about the dude. What say you?
Did you even see the videos? Did you even see like the interviews and stuff?
I caught a couple of clips here and there. I caught this one TMZ clip.
That's the one I caught too, actually, to be very honest. I didn't see all of it, but I did see some transcripts, and I saw that one part that to me stood out as super crazy, but from what I understand, all of it was.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely left. Don't know what's going on. Everybody's saying that, he's been off of his meds. I don't know if that's like people are being funny or if he really is on meds or he's really seeking help. Like, I don't know what it is, but, people are very offended about, the remark of him saying that, slavery was a choice and, so people are definitely like pissed off.
See, I in a way, and not defending him by any means, because some of the stuff he was saying was really super cuckoo. But I think what people are confused about is, I think what he meant by the remark was that slavery is something, not the one that happened, but rather what people are going through right now is somehow in their head.
Well, you know what I would say? I would say, Kanye, let's just look at the events that have been happening. Just as of recent, right. Starbucks, 2 black males getting arrested for waiting for a friend in a place who invites people to come and hang out, use their Wi-Fi, drink their coffee.
Set up meetings.
Right. The individuals getting shot 8 times in the back. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we can go on and on and on about, racism in this country and how it is still an issue. And until we really realize that it's still relevant and prevalent in our society, it's not going to change, period.
Yeah. And it's sometimes interesting to see when somebody gets to a certain level, whether it be financial or social status or whatever, how these people, I wouldn't say forget, but, look at it as like, no, it's not that bad, or I made it, you can make it. Like, this is not how life works. There's no room for everybody to get to Kanye's level to enjoy the privilege of not being discriminated against. You know what I mean?
Right. Listen, racism is very much alive. You know, the people who are being discriminated against don't have a choice. This is not something that, you know, they can choose to not have happen to them. Right. So to say that it's a choice, I think, you know, he could have used his words better. He could have thought about what he was going to say before he said it, you know, because this shit is still, you know, real out here. You know, people are still being racially profiled on a daily basis.
Don't you think that it was all just marketing still? Because he is one of those people, like, he hasn't been talking to anybody for a very long time publicly. And all of a sudden now, you know, he's ready to drop some music. And even in this TMZ video, like, he was mic'd. It's not like he just went into this studio and started rambling. He was mic'd. So my thing is, like, how much of it is really what he thinks and how much of it is just saying things for the commotion, you know? No,
I know there's a build. He has tons of music coming out, not just his own project, with other artists as well. So I can't imagine that this is not being used as a campaign to what's to come. Unfortunately, it's the wrong topics to use to gain attention, you know, for new music coming out. And we're only scratching the surface. You know, there's the big issue with the Donald Trump, you know, the hat that he was wearing, you know. It's something that needs to be talked about and attention brought to, because racism is and always has been an issue in our country.
And it's a serious issue. That's the thing. Like, you can't marginalize something that affects somebody's everyday life, you know, throughout the whole, you know, however long your lifespan is.
And if this is a publicity stunt for what's to come,
yeah, that's very cheap.
Then it's very cheap, and you know, you should be ashamed of yourself. Everyone who's involved on your team who co-signed this should be ashamed of themselves for even allowing you to step out, or at least having some sort of conversation before you did it. That, you know, period.
No, definitely. But you know what was more disturbing to me than anything was when he was saying that he had liposuction. That to me was just so, like, like, are you serious? Like, you're Kanye. Like, you don't have to do anything. Like he said, everything I throw up, blow up. Like, what are you worried about? A few extra pounds, or like, what the hell? You had liposuction? That to me was like, so, I'm like, I totally lost it then.
And I don't know how the story goes, but didn't he do it because his wife's family suggested he do it or something like that?
Something with Rob Kardashian, I think he said that people made fun of him and he didn't want to be ridiculed. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, in my head it's lost. And I was a huge Kanye fan. Like, I used to download stuff from Kazaa. I remember all these, like, pirate sites when he wasn't even anything. His first album hadn't dropped, and I found out about this producer, Kanye, and I went and I downloaded every single piece that was available that he produced.
Right.
Like, I was like a die-hard fan.
I think it's important for Kanye to understand that when you chose to be in this business, this industry, you know, you took on the responsibility of a role model. People look up to you. People buy your music because you inspire them, because they want to be like you. So when you start to talk recklessly and you start to release shit like this, what you're doing is you're letting down the people who are looking up to you.
Yeah, I feel like as a celebrity, there are two ways to go about your legacy and your platform that you've created. You can either use it the good way, you know, have positive influence, make changes in the society, you know, start some movements, or you can use it the negative way. You can slave, pun intended, to your ego and then just use it as a platform for your verbal and mental diarrhea, in a way.
Facts. Well, you know what that means, y'all. It's the main course. Let's get that.
The meatloaf! Fuck!
Well, y'all, our main course today comes from a lot of people complaining about where hip-hop is today and how the music sounds and how everyone sounds the same. So we decided to do a little research on our own.
Yeah, so we put together 10 artists with the same flow, you know, looked and searched for tracks that sound the same when it comes to the rapper and the flow.
Yeah, so the podcast today, y'all, 10 artists, same flow.
Yep.
We're going to play 10 artists back to back, just a cut, just like a piece of the record that have the same flow.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
I'll make the case.
Let's go.
Whip up an 8-baller like milk. Try to take my chain and get killed. They talk like they gangsta, not built. I jump out the roof off a pill.
I know that you like it. Versace, my neck and my wrist is so sloppy. Versace, I love it. Versace, the top of my Audi.
I don't know why they been lying, but your shit is not that inspiring. Bank account statement just look like I'm ready for early retirement.
Word of mother, nigga, I don't know if niggas hate or love us and they feelings and shit. Pull it up and then I sip it up, I'm leaning, feeling like I had a pill in that shit.
Niggas be loving the oh yeah, they saying the new day, that nigga be spazzing. But when Ollie turn up and be Ollie, you can't never take that nigga back to cash.
Cause I play the scoop while they watching us. Feds on the roof with binoculars. They got the scoop, now they out for us. Bringing cameras that they put in my face.
We ain't nothing, we ain't shit if you ain't talking dollars. If you see him with me, he came in with me, you know he official.
Going out like a Montana. Honey killers on the helmets. Legacies, family, wait and see.
In case this is warning, I load up on all ammunition. If a nigga want problems, my triggers on auto, I make sure that nobody miss them. Now pack up your shit. I grew up and screw up, but OZ and cracked and I blew up. They knew us before all this rap. I maneuver with shooters. You fuck around with me, get smoked like a hookah. My Ruger go booyah. I do it for the streets.
She listen to Drake all the time when we fuck, I don't hate on it.
Smoked over with the killers, but real with the hitters. My niggas is drillers. Get dirty money to the reaper of the alphabets, come and get us.
It's some motivation, she on it, she know how to wait on it, Lord. I learned it from hustle, I do it to death when I bought me a grotto.
Diamonds, they shine like a headlight. I keep that little bitch up her head right. I'ma lay up and fuck on her every night. When I'm leaving, I'm headed straight to the flight. Got a tiger, but
know you, she want on that runway, she coming, I'm talking no gun, but she don't got no tummy, I respect her mommy.
You get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Car came with a slut in it, then I made the bitch come in it. Double cupping it, no lean. Just
Well, listen, y'all, there you have it. I'm a nigga, sit me down. Let me dip it under my. Oh my God, Madly! Like, listen, guys, we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg here. I mean, these are just 10 artists who are out now. We haven't even factored in the independent artists who are out here trying to do it. There's so many artists, male and female, that are rapping like this.
How you call them, like Southeast Coast? Is that what it is? Some of them, like Dave Southeast Coast.
Yo, where's the originality? There's no originality in any of it that we heard.
Yeah, it's funny how not only between the artists, you used to be able to tell somebody by their flow or by the way they rap, and even the subjects what they rapped about or whatever. Right. You know, you can tell who's who.
Right.
And now you can't even tell. Is it West Coast? West Coast. Yeah, but is it South? Is it East Coast? What the hell is going on?
Right. There's no one has, an original sound anymore. Like, these 10 artists sounded the same. The music isn't different. Like you said, there's nothing original about the flow, the lyrical content. Like, everything is the same. And what kicks me in the ass is, someone like, say, Dave East. This dude is extremely talented. Yeah. Can flow. Wordplay is crazy. Has a story. Like, he doesn't even have to do this. I would love to ask him, like, why does he feel the need to have to adopt this flow? Like, we need to follow trend, to follow suit?
Yeah, I feel like you have to kind of see what is really causing this. Is it the producers that are feeding the tracks that are in the same, that kind of require that kind of flow? Even though I already oppose what I just said by saying, like, even if you give somebody a trap beat, many flows available there, Right. So why is it that you go into the same pocket at all times? And then is it the artist then? Like,
let's take this from two sides. Like, so the music from the early day, when someone started a trend or started a new sound or had a new sound, you always had the copycats who came behind that particular producer or artist and started doing the same thing. So for me, the music is not such a big deal. Like, we're in a period in time of music where trap music is huge, right? So that's gonna,
it's gonna be here for a while.
Right. And the subgenre is not going anywhere. Where it's gonna be 5 to 10 years from now will be interesting to see and hear. But the problem for me is, where is your own individuality, your artistry in this? Where can you say that you're different? What are you doing different? Because I bet you have 10 different interviews with these artists. Everyone's gonna say, yo, I'm different. I bring this. That's different. But nothing about what we heard was different.
Right? Yeah, I'm coming with the new. Like, no.
There's nothing new here. And so, how is this happening? Who's co-signing this? Like, why are people co-signing this? On top of, what's happening, I think like the listener has become so desensitized from what's happening musically because it's all the same. They're not realizing that, we're not listening to one artist. We're listening to many artists doing the same exact thing.
Right. And even within artists, when you hear some of these, not to name names, but some of these albums drop, it's one song to another. And I'm like, is this one long mixtape that I'm listening to? There's not even, like, within an artist's catalog, 2 or 3 different tracks that are really like, because remember how it used to be, you have one slow jam, you have one club,
right.
and now, some of the South trap that comes out, like, I can't, it's the same song. I cannot tell the difference between one track from another.
It's so true. I mean, the South has always had, their own blueprint. They've never strayed from it. But the need for East Coast rappers, and that's the problem for me. Like, East Coast, New York, we have our own sound.
Stand up. I know, true. Can
stand up. We have our own sound, and there's such a huge gap right now in music. Where I said it before, where the conversation is ready to change musically, for a producer and artist to bring music to this new place. And every single day, it's the same shit.
Matrix. Yeah, but even Young M.A., that's a bit of a disappointment there.
I mean, she's so dope. Like, she's got skills, spitting bars. Like, why has now it become like we need to be like these other rappers? Like, because I don't care what you say or how you paint the picture, you still sound like something that's already been happening. And when you came in the game spitting real raw shit. That joint was different.
Even though that was also a copy of Bobby Shmurda.
No, I know, but still, she brought life to that record. Like, it felt like, oh my God, like, New York is like, our sound is back, like,
That's true. And that's the thing, like, you were already on that platform to make that change. It's not like you were trying to get in with that new style. Like, you already made a name with something. Like, my question there is, if you are already somewhat of an established artist, why is it so hard to take a risk? And and I'm not even talking about a risk. Like, how is putting out original content the risk these days? Like,
right.
When did that happen?
Right. I want to know what the discussion's like in the team. It's like, we need to shift gears. We need that club joint, like, so-and-so. We need this so-and-so kind of record. Someone like Young M.A. still has the opportunity to really, turn the corner with New York music. It's just like you just said, why is it that taking the risk, taking the road less traveled right now when, the trap shit, that kind of, I guess, rhyme style is, which is still boggles my mind, is so popular that everyone is doing. You can't continue down the road that put you on in the first place. Like, that made Young M.A. Like, it wasn't, like, it wasn't that flow. It was your original style that made you who you are. So why veer from that? Why are you doing something different?
no, to not even different. Why are you doing something that everybody else is doing?
Right.
Like going back to this, like, I don't understand. I really don't understand that. And then the funny thing, as a producer, as a person who has worked with artists, you know that there are many ways to dice a trap beat, you know?
Right.
There are many ways to dice a trap flow. You can go super creative with that stuff.
Right.
I don't understand. Like, you can still do the same music. You can still stay with the relevant sound and just dice it a little different. I don't understand that part.
Right. You know, the sound is always going to be here, but not having originality, not standing apart from, you know, artists who are successful doing this, that to me is an issue. And, you know, how execs, you know, how radio, everyone is co-signing it.
That brings us back to the statistics that we talked about last week.
Right.
How many tracks a day comes out. So let's say you have 20K, 30K tracks. Let's say maybe, I don't know, 30% of it is hip-hop, for example. You know, just roughly. But even then, let's say even 10K hip-hop tracks is being put out on Spotify every day.
10,000.
10K?
Yeah.
So in that perspective, can you imagine how hard it is to even make it with something original, with something that's super crazy, with something like, you know, that catches your ear? The reality is that out of that 10K, about 8K are probably going to be
Right.
Oh, it's hard.
Mally, I don't know about you, and I don't know how it was in Estonia, but coming up, listening to hip-hop, you know, LL didn't sound like Rakim. Rakim didn't sound like Big Daddy Kane. The Beastie Boys didn't sound like Run DMC. And, you know, maybe there was some similarities in the music, in the beats, and how things were formulated. No artist sounded the same. And so a lot of the artists that are here today saying that, you know, this was a big influence in what they're doing, like, how is it possible that still everyone is rapping this same? Like, how is it happening?
It's amazing that how blatantly you can get away with doing the exact same thing.
Right.
But even
Right.
the Young M.A. track, to me, it was like, how is nobody saying anything?
Right.
Like, the fact that it was so socially accepted and applauded was, even though it was a great track, you know, it was like,
Right.
seriously, guys, like, we're not even trying anymore?
Right. So I mean, so who do we blame? Are we blaming the producer? Are we blaming the artists? Are we blaming the executives? I mean, we can't really blame radio because radio's going to play what's hot. That's just what it is. So, you know,
More or less. Dude, if you come with the bag, like, a lot of radios do take the bag still to this day.
Yeah. Payola's definitely a big, still a big thing, and that's another podcast. But you know, who's to blame here? I mean, producers are gonna do what they need to do to get on, to get, you know,
what they're asked for. You're asked for the such and such type track, and there's money at the end of the rainbow. Then yeah, you do it. That's just how it is. I think it's the market. To me, it's the market. It's also, in a way, executives. Even though I feel like one of the biggest problems here is that there's no controllers, so to speak, in the industry anymore. You know, record labels used to be the gatekeepers. They used to, in a way, shape the way the music was going. But today, you already know the decline of that whole industry, independent going all the way up, and then big machinery coming down and having to adapt to this new situation. There's no gatekeepers. It's almost like a Wild Wild West when it comes to music. You can put out whatever you want. Whenever you want, you can reach your target audience tomorrow if you want to.
Right.
So I think it's more so just the lawless situation of the industry that is creating all these weird phenomena to, like, emerge.
I mean, listen, I like the fact that we now have direct access to the consumer. We don't have to go through a label and their relationships to sell music to the people directly.
I do too, but
you have to, you as the creative, as the artist, the one who's representing your brand, you still have to be responsible for what you put out. And so how can you call yourself an artist? How can you say that you're original when you're doing what everybody else out here is doing? I mean, let's remember, Madly, you know, art, the meaning of art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination. There is no skill and or imagination in what's going on today in music. So you can't call yourself an artist, because what you're doing is you're taking from someone else who's created something and you're mimicking it.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that the integrity of an art is not as high as it used to be. It used to be a pride thing for an artist to come up with something different, something new, something fresh. Now it's all coming down to money. Whether we're talking about the producers or artists, it's all coming down to money, and only that, unfortunately. So again, going back to leasing beats or selling yourself short, it's about the dollar. It's not about the integrity of your piece. Somebody who has a passion for an art as a rapper, singer, producer, versus somebody who wants the fame and the image that comes with it, but doesn't have passion for the actual content or what they put out.
Well, those careers, as we've seen throughout music and its history, those who are here for the bottom line are here today and quickly gone tomorrow. You know, those who are creating music, you know, that's timeless, we see for longer periods.
We do, but it fucks up the market. Like if somebody that's on that image wave, or I want to be a star, I want to be a rock star, comes in, makes big numbers, but puts out questionable quality of music, that fucks up the market for a while. And a lot of it, I think, coming back to what I said, is happening today when we don't have the gatekeepers, which is a good thing again, but is causing a lot of this pollution of the market, I would say.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is you're going to get that with any new, different, that sets a new trend. People are going to mimic that and copy that. We've seen that, you know, through 80s, through hair rock, you know what I mean? We've seen it with Motown sound, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen. The music, people are going to always follow someone else's trend, you know.
Art too, picture, visual art as well. However, I don't think that there's ever been a time where it has been that blatant and that saturated.
You have to look in the mirror as you know, as the artist, really ask yourself what you're contributing to music. Because as of now, everything is the same. Question is who should be getting the 20% check cut to them for every artist that comes out?
Remember the copyright infringement when they were talking about like, oh, you know, like blurred lines or whatever. That's what I said then. It's like, if that's the case, if copying the vibe of the song, of somebody else's song is now, you know, punishable, then freaking whole Hot 97 should sue each other. Like the whole playlist should go after one another because they all sound the same. The vibe is the same. So, I mean, what's the blurred line there, you know?
I'm waiting for the producer and the artist who's going to take the conversation around the corner to a new place. People are ready. We're ready for something new and refreshing. And it is my hope that, you know, someone from New York does that, because the New York sound is completely, in my opinion, is gone. Every New York artist that's on that we know, from French, Montana, A Boogie, Davies, Young M.A., Cardi B, you name them, everyone sounds the same.
Yeah, they start out different, but they end up in the same bucket.
And that's the thing. You came in to the business with your originality. Why have you left that? Why? I mean, we see the that ooh video from Young M.A. like almost 300 million views. Then you start to click on some of the other shit that she's doing, the trendy trap shit. No one's even as interested. So it's like you have something that people want to hear. Why? Don't stray from it. Don't.
Oh, Tony.
Well, you know what that means, y'all. It's the side dish.
Sound like somebody's church grandma.
Give me that side dish.
What the fuck did you put in that sauce?
Well, today's featured artist is Vina Love, who happens to be Kid Capri's daughter. This joint has been produced by the homie Motif Alumni.
Yes, yes.
And it features the godfather of the West Coast, none other than the Snoop Dogg.
Wow, you suck.
This joint is called Air. Let's go.
Boy, I'm dancing for you, pulling my body closer to you. Give me a mind, collect all the thoughts in your head. Give me a heart, protect you from thoughts in your head. Feel it in the dark, I can feel you from afar. For you, in your eyes I see the stars. I've been looking for you. I can feel it in the air. One puff, I'm blown away. I can feel it in the air. One puff, I'm blown away.
Flip the script, baby tripped it with a rip. I'm certified, boo, you can plead the fifth. The air is so beautiful, I breathe your breath. Once you get right, you could never go left. It's the chef, I order it up. Kid Capri, it's your G, I'm with your daughter, what up? We in the place where the MCs and DJs meet up. Hand me the mic so I can tear this beat up. We the ones, not the twos, refuse to lose. I got on my dancing shoes. LBC's out, me and my niece just blowing these trees out. One puff's enough, so rough, so
Well, there it was, y'all. Vina Love, Air, produced by the homie Motif Alumni, featuring Snoop Dogg. I don't know about you, Manly, but I can feel it in the air.
Yeah, I bet you can.
It was hot.
It was hot. And it's super perfect for this weather right now.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a summer jam. Shout out to Vina Love, Motif Alumni, Snoop Dogg, Kid Capri.
You know it's Snoop Dogg now, right? Not Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Oh,
like,
no, listen, I'm from the old school.
Yeah, you are.
Woo!
I know you are.
Let's go. Listen, much success with that one. I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing that one all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that means? It's the end of our show. Thank you to all who've been tuning in to this point. We really appreciate you, all your feedback. If you're looking to reach out to us, you can do it on all social media at The A-Room Podcast, or shoot us an email, thearoompodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to tune in next week. Be blessed. Be safe.
All I hear is gift, we need that beat, my nigga. We need the verse. We need some heat, my nigga, like it's the first. They know I got it, nigga had it since birth. If we ain't talking about the bag, we ain't talking about the work. No more freebies, no more IOUs. I go Stevie, wonder how these niggas really see me. Cause what I look like, not charging y'all for punchlines and talking left. Knowing damn well that hook right. Yeah, I got some raw shit. Y'all know what my cook like? Serve your hors d'oeuvres, keep a tray by my hip. Second base, pass your bitch, slight delay with my pitch. Poetic with the words, she put her A on my tip. But back to the lecture at hand, I'm the shit. And ain't shit free, you busy rapping about whips, bricks, chips. My nigga Dip will pay the fee. The nerve of you niggas.